Okay, welcome back from the break. This is still the AM show, and let's talk about HR and talk about the future of work. What sort of skills do you need to succeed in the next, decade and over? Let's speak to someone who has been an HR director for BBC News and sit on the news board. She's responsible for all human resource development and management activities and decisions across the news department. She's the executive coach, founder and CEO of Calvin Clay People Development, and has over 20 years of experience working with big corporations. Irene is attending the African Leadership Academy's gathering on 13th August to deliver a keynote on an African vision of the future of work. It's a great interaction to have and great to have you. Good morning, Irene. Kindly unmute so I can follow you.
Yes, can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Excellent.
How are
Good
you
morning,
doing?
as I was saying, apologies. Good morning to all your viewers. Good morning to you.
Great to have you here. Now, it's interesting for us to talk about future of work because we need to understand what we need as people to succeed in tomorrow's future, because I'm not sure the skills that we need to succeed today will be the same skill set that we need to succeed tomorrow. So let's talk about it. How different will tomorrow be from today?
My goodness, I mean, we're sort of getting a peak already. We talk a lot about, automation, innovation, robotics, doing more with less. We still need to be really creative. So I think for us, it is about the skills around innovation, digitalization, around robotics, around being creative and different, and IT skills as well as communications. So there is a lot that we need to do to really participate in the future of work.
If I do follow, which means that in tomorrow's future, we will not be having anything like I am a mechanic or say I am a screenwriter. Is that it? Or there will still be those, but an enhanced versions of those?
Absolutely correct. The point is, we are still human beings, and we set the agenda. So your examples around, let's say, mechanics or screenwriters, of course, we will absolutely need them. But it is now at a different level. We're going to find that lots of people, if you're a mechanic, it will be a different type of mechanic. It will be a mechanic. Nowadays, if you look at it with our cars, we go into garages and they put it straight on the computer. And then they tell you what's wrong with it from there. So that ability to have those IT skills, those digital skills, to probably solve complex issues that will involve robotics will be the new future, for example, for a mechanic. What's important for screenwriters will be, we still need creativity, we still need communicators, but the way in which we communicate, the platforms in which we communicate will be different and will be required to have a level of multi-skills to be able to do that.
Interesting. So how do I, for example, a journalist, a TV presenter, how do I get myself ready for tomorrow's environment of work?
Brilliant question, brilliant question. And I think it is a combination of multi-skilling, right? So for example, you're a journalist, you present, that is already a multi-skill. And maybe it is that you present on one particular topic or you research on one particular topic. You will have to be much more versatile. Thinking about the platforms that we use at the moment, we are speaking here through Zoom and digitalization. We don't sit down and watch the 6 o'clock or 10 o'clock news. It's on the go, right? So that ability to be able to serve your audiences, your viewers, different formats is what's really going to be important for, I think, for the journalist of the future.
What about the mechanic? In Ghana, we have a lot of carpenters, a lot of masonry workers, a lot of fashion designers. What about them? What do they need to do to be ready for tomorrow?
Well, I think, again, I think it will be about the tools that are used. So, for example, maybe before, the creativity of a fashion designer that writes, pen on paper, they're carrying an iPad. Maybe they've got already particular designs and then they just press one or two buttons with their digitalization, and all of a sudden they've got that pattern that they need instead of having to do that from scratch. So maybe it's also the machinery that's used. Before there is a particular way, it may need somebody to sit in front of the machinery. Today or tomorrow, it may not need that. It may be remote. And things like that. And I think that is a great example for a fashion designer. And as I said, for the mechanic, it is about understanding technology. I think technology plays a significant role in our future.
Very interesting conversation we're having with Irene here. She is director of HR who sits on the news board there for the BBC. So I'm told that tomorrow you'll be delivering a keynote address on this discussion we are having. What are the key highlights of this keynote address that you'll be presenting that myself, my viewers should be interested in?
Absolutely. I think for me, there are three key points. Our vision as Africans and how we can be ready for the future of work. I want to take time to explain to people, just as we have today, what does that mean? What does that mean for us who are here today? And what does that mean for us tomorrow? And for us as a continent, how do we prepare? We will have billions of resources on the continent. We really are able to participate, but it will require us to get ready now for that future. And then I also want to touch on leadership. In able to do any of this, to participate, it means that we need to think about our personal leadership, we need to think about our macro leadership, and we need to present ourselves ready. What's our unique proposition for us as individuals, for us as Africans, to really compete on the global scale? For now, for example, we have remote working. Potentially in the future, you could work anywhere in the world. Why do you choose Irene? Why do you choose someone else? What is unique? Because we'll all have the skills. We may all have the degrees. We may all have the training. What makes us different? So I really want to spark our imagination about how we can prepare ourselves to participate.
Happy you mentioned that you will be talking about leadership. It looks like we as Africans have never been ready for any of the evolutions that have come. Where must we start from if we really want to get ready for tomorrow as Africans? You've spoken about leadership. Where do you think should be the starting point?
Well, I think, like everything, we start from our education, don't we? We start from our education, we start from our systems that we already have in country. The Africa Leadership Academy is really progressing that agenda, as well as many of our other institutions. And for me, when I say that and around our education, I'm also talking about not just the textbook, but what's outside of the textbook. What are the skills that we actually need? Problem solving, analytical skills, how do we create innovation, systems thinking, design thinking, all of those aspects are important in our journey. And so I think we start at the beginning there, and then we have a roadmap and a strategy and a plan as to how we're going to deliver that.
Usually when you talk about, systems thinking, robotics and all of that, it looks like it's only available to a section of the citizenry who can afford it. But we're looking at getting all of us prepared for tomorrow. What must be the way out to ensure that majority, if not all of us, are being prepared in that regard, having access to this kind of education?
No, I think, really fair point, but I would say that we can all access, right? So, there will be some of us that will be, engineers, as we say. There'll be some of us that we can use our critical thinking in everyday life. It is about solutions orientation. We have many resources on the continent, as we know, and we can think about everyday problems, solutions, and how we can provide that. So I think for me, that access, that baseline access, is available to all. And then as we sort of climb up over our educational ladder, some of us will be more interested in one particular aspect than others. So I think
I was asking that question because, for example, robotics in Ghana, a person who is in a remote area will find it difficult having anything to do with, robotics. But there's a case where we need to prepare that kind of person for tomorrow as well. It means that if he or she is not lucky, she won't be prepared in that regard for tomorrow.
Yeah, I understand the point that's made, but when we talk about the future of work, we also talk about, robotics and innovation is just one aspect. Going back to what we said, fashion designer, entrepreneurs, even if you're an entrepreneur for the future of work tomorrow, the way people do business from an e-commerce perspective, we used to go in shops. We now go online. We now use our phones. How can you, as an entrepreneur, prepare for the future of work? You need to understand, at least we have a smartphone. Nowadays, we have really easy steps to take us through. So I don't want us to feel that, oh my goodness, I have to be an engineer to participate. Not at all. I can be a hairdresser, a makeup artist. What do I need to do to set myself apart from others? That's what's really important.
So it's open for all of us? Anybody can?
Absolutely. It is open for everyone because, the world is evolving. The world is changing. Who would have thought, look at COVID and what it brought and the changes it brought. We never thought some of these changes would even exist. But the reality is all of us are participating now.
I'm sure someone who joined us now will be asking, so where is this going to happen? How can I be part of it?
It's going to happen, as I understand, at Elisa Hotel. You can contact the African Leadership Academy and register. And I look forward to having the conversation and the keynote address.
All right. Thank you very much. But just before we wrap this conversation, what will be your concluding remarks for all of us watching at this time?
Absolutely. Thank you so much. I think, the future of work, leadership, and how we as individuals, we as Africans can participate is extremely important. I leave us with thinking about you and your own personal leadership and how you can participate. Use the opportunity to kind of do your own research in your field of expertise. Anything from an entrepreneur right through to a corporate person, we can all participate, and we need to come together as Africa, as a continent, to think about our strategic plan for the way forward. It is bright, it is exciting, and let's all participate.
Irene Asare, thank you so much for joining us. Is there any local language you can manage? Which of them?
I can manage Chi, but my Chi is some way kakra.
So if I say it is saying.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, me da say why? Me da say oba All right then. So that's Irene Asare. She is HR director with the BBC. She sits on the BBC News Board. This is still the AM show. Now, how about treating yourself to a summer holiday in shortened for South Africa? Come journey to South Africa for a good time in our beautiful country. And indeed, South is really beautiful. Get to know the locals and enjoy our languages. If you're looking to let your head down and relax and you're just in the mood for some fun, family-friendly adventure, South Africa has got everything you need. Oh, and oh boy, when I was in Joburg, I really said, wow, this is where I need to be. And Durban, you need to go to South Africa. This summer, Wazani La. Come this side and experience a holiday worth talking about. Hello Ghana, happy moment is here. Let's storm World Cup Qatar 2022 with Storm Energy Drink. Puma soft drinks, and Awake drinking water from Casapreco Company Limited. Simply buy your favorite Storm Energy drink, Puma soft drinks, and Awake drinking water. Test the 4-digit unique number on the neck of the bottle to short code *780# option 2. Yes, *780# option 2, and follow the prompt on all networks for free, no charge. Be one of the lucky winners to this year's World Cup in the monthly draw. You can also win TVs, fridges, microwave ovens, mobile phones, home theaters, free drinks, and more instantly. Don't waste time. Grab a bottle of Storm Energy drink, Puma soft drinks, and Awake drinking water, and let's Storm Qatar this World Cup. It's your time. Let's win. This promotion is on the NLA Caritas platform, and this advert is FDA approved. Terms and conditions apply. We'll take a quick break. When we come, your thoughts will be picked here on the show. Stay with us.